Now here's a couple of reasons why I got into video. For some reason, every time a client came to sit down with me in the beginning of my career, they would always tell me that they were shopping me against another photographer that was offering photography and video, and I was only offering photography. To them, in their mind, I think psychologically, they just thought they were getting a better deal, or it was just better to deal with one entity who did photography and video rather than hire a photographer and a videographer. So a lot of my customers kind of had that same mindset, like, oh, you don't do video as well? Well, I went to such and such and to this photographer and to that photographer, and they did photo and video, and I wish you did, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So that's when that light bulb went off, y'all, and I originally contracted my friend so that we can start offering videography services to our clients. And he did a lot of video and stuff. He knew about video, he knew about programming, and I knew that he could get the video done because I barely knew how to take pictures. I did not know how to take videos, so I figured I'd hire my friend for the job. And I was gonna be the photographer. We came together on a price that I was gonna pay him so that I'm able to mark it up a little bit and make a few bucks when I sell customers the videography services. So what happened is, after a few months of using my friends as a videographer, I noticed that my friend's skills was not that good. His videos were not like cinematic at all. It was very old school video type stuff that maybe in the 90s, maybe stuff like that would have been popular then, but not now. When he started to produce videos for me and for my customers, I started at this time to continue to grow as a photographer. And as I started to grow as a photographer, I started paying attention more to cinematography and to people like Ray Roman, people that were doing like unbelievable cinematography. And once I saw a Ray Roman video, y'all, I was hooked. My friend is not even close to doing videos like Ray Roman does. And I knew that my friend was very old school in his ways and in his thinking, and maybe transitioning to that more cinematic era or that more cinematic videos. I don't think my friend was gonna take too well to that because his equipment wasn't the latest cinematic stuff. It was very old school. I don't think he was gonna be a Ray Roman cinematographer anytime soon. So I said, you know what? When you want something, you have to do it yourself. So what I did, guys, 6 months into a year, after doing a little research on videos and cinematography, I started to polish myself as a videographer as well. I bought a second camera. I started buying little by little all the equipment, tripods, the monopods, the sliders, eventually the gimbals and the drones and all that stuff. I started editing videos for the first time on Final Cut Pro. I had never done that before. I had to learn that on the fly. I had to edit my own videos. I had to film my own videos, which means I had to find more hired help, more contracted photographers that would work events with me, so that way we could offer our customers photography and video. So I started to polish my skills as a cinematographer, y'all. And I can tell you guys that my first video I ever did was like 100 times better than any video my friend ever did for me. And that was my first video. I kept watching YouTube videos. I went to a Ray Roman workshop and I kept polishing my skills, and before you know it, we were delivering something that was very amazing to our clients, and that was some very cinematic cinematography videos for our customers with weddings and quinceañeros, etc. So that was my experience with getting into video. Another reason to offer video, guys, is remember, as a new photographer, you don't have a ton of business. You don't have a ton of people knocking on your door waiting to give you work. And remember, guys, I was a full-time photographer right from the bat. So I had to strike while the iron was hot. I had to take what I could. And what I could was to take videos and make money off of that so that I can survive as a photographer. So that's exactly what I did. So I always talk about pivoting. I always talk about you must be flexible. And that's what I'm talking about. no matter what type of photographer you want to be, you got to remember to pivot. And if you can, you know, learn how to do video so that way you can have another avenue of income and you can have another source of work where now you can be hired not only as a photographer, but as a cinematographer, a videographer as well. Sometimes I've done videography alone, and sometimes I've done both. Most of the times when we do our events, customers do hire us for both, but there has been times where a client has already had a photographer booked for a long time before they met us, and now they met us and now we're only gonna do video, or vice versa. And when you're a videographer, it helps like crazy because you're constantly editing stuff for your social medias, for your websites, for your YouTube channel, whatever it is. So having that cinematography and that photography skills just comes hand to hand every day. I mean, if you're a small business owner, if you're an influencer on Instagram or on YouTube, I mean, knowing photography and knowing videography is like hand in hand. So I would highly recommend that you guys offer videography, cinematography to your clients. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing content like this to you.